How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we have ourselves the BOBOVR B2 Dock. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So inside this little box, you'll get yourself a pretty awesome battery system for pretty much any strap. And yes, that is including the M2. So if you were an early adopter of the M2 and never upgraded, well, you can finally go ahead and turn your M2 into an M2.25 Pro. So anyways, inside the box, you'll get the manual. That's pretty straightforward, tells you all the information, battery information, and how to go ahead and set it up for different straps, or specifically for the M2. Next up, you'll get a short Type-C to Type-C cable, which is pretty handy, all compactly fitted inside the box. So here we have the battery, the different straps, and of course, the B2 dock, which we'll take a look at in just a bit. So inside this little jumbo, you have a couple things. On one hand, you have the M2 adapter, and on the other hand, you have a universal strap adapter, which we'll try out on a couple different straps. Here we have the battery, which a lot of you have already seen. If you haven't, it's a pretty awesome little system. It's got 4 LED indicators. This ring will light up when in use. You can use the port here to charge it externally. But what you can also do is go ahead and power other peripherals, such as the BOBOVR F2, which is a tiny ventilating fan that stops your lenses from fogging up. So with that out of the way, we can finally go ahead and take a look at the B2 dock itself. So how it works is, again, it has 2 magnetic connections, as well as a couple more magnets right down here, and all the pinouts right over here for power. So you drop that down, it automatically syncs up, which after you go ahead and attach it, you can go ahead and plug it into your headset. On the back, we got a pretty solid Velcro system. On the bottom, we have some power information, about 5 volts, 3 amps in, as well as out. And lastly, we have a nice braided cable that is non-detachable, that goes all the way out, which should accommodate most headsets. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try it out on different straps and see how it performs. Starting with the original M2. Alright, so a quick look at the manual. Looks easy enough. It's kind of a 2-part system. Make sure you don't peel this thing all the way. Right down here, we have a little sticky pad, which we can go ahead and unpeel, which then we can go ahead and stick right down here in the middle. And of course, the other side here is Velcroed as well, so it will attach directly into the original padding, which then you can go ahead and mount the original pad on, which then you'll have yourself a very extra sturdy little Velcro system going on here. So finally go ahead and attach the system to it. So yeah, it's pretty solid, and as you can see, this thing is not going anywhere, and neither is the battery, since we do have 4 different contact points of very strong magnets. So this makes it a pretty awesome little elegant system, and it doesn't look too bad, which is very much appreciated. And once you add a battery, you can go ahead and swap it out real quick, just like that, which is what this whole system is all about. So as you can see, it works very well with the M2. Let's go ahead and try it out with different straps. So I don't know about you, but let's just say your Elite strap has actually survived the ordeal of simply existing. So mine has, since I rarely use it. So let's see if we can go ahead and adapt a battery to the battery system of the Elite battery strap. Where you should be actually mounting it is somewhere completely different, and that would be right on the rubber itself. Now if you wanted, you can definitely hook it up on the back here, and you can just go ahead and cut up some of these and extend the range of the actual adapter, but this should work out pretty well. So go ahead and grab it like so, wrap it from the back, and then go ahead and wrap the rest to meet the other end like so. So that looks pretty solid. And on the back, it looks very clean. Grab the dock, slap it in there, and there you go. And just like that, we got ourselves a triple battery system. We got one in the Quest, one in the strap, and one on top of the strap, powering the strap. Alright, so I just went ahead and give it a quick test. Now, it's pretty stable since your head does actually push this down a bit, so it doesn't wobble a lot, but it does kind of sometimes rub against this bottom part. And to fix that, it's a pretty simple fix in my case. Well, you can go ahead and just grab yourself a little blue putty or mounting putty and have little 2 points right down here, and this thing is going to be pretty nicely dampened up, and that solves the rattling issue. Other than that, it feels pretty solid, and I gotta say, it actually makes a pretty nice counterbalance. It kind of adds a whole lot of heft on the back to counteract the front end even more. So on top of the battery, you'll get yourself some interesting counterweights, which you may or may not like. Moving on. Now with the Kiwi Design, it's kind of a tough one, but I did manage to get it working, so it's going to be a pretty tight fit. Since the center strap here is so large, you're going to have to actually skip the center strap attachment point and kind of stretch it out a little tiny bit to actually go around the center strap and mount it right behind the original padding. Again, to counteract the rattling issue, go ahead and use some mounting tape. Which, again, you can actually counteract in 2 different ways now, I just remembered. One, of course, is the mounting putty, where you can use some double-sided adhesive that's kind of rubbery and is pretty thick. So you can neatly install one here, and the rattling issue is no more, other than the actual strap itself. And finally, if you have one of the old Halo straps, then you're kind of out of luck, since it's not going to work out. The strap here is way too short, but if you really wanted to do it, you can go ahead and do that by using one of these things and kind of extending the range of the attachment points. So that's one way to go about it. But if you're looking to install a B2 dock onto one of these things, you're just kind of wasting your money. And with that being said, guys, that is all for this video. It's a pretty awesome little system, very easy and cheap to do. I believe it comes at a price point of around $50 or $60. You get yourself a 5,000 mAh battery that is very handy, easy to charge, but the convenience factor of being able to swap them out on the fly while you're inside your game without having to think about it. It gives you a nice satisfying click, a nice little chime, and you're pretty much good to go. You can throw the other one onto a charger, and you can go back into your game and have your battery life extended even further. And with that being said, that is all for this video. So do I recommend the B2 dock? Well, if you have the original M2 or a regular Elite strap, either from Oculus or Abuka, or even the Kiwi strap, then yes, this thing definitely makes sense, especially if you already enjoy the straps and don't have any issues with them other than battery life. However, if you're looking to use this on one of the battery-powered straps such as from Abuka or the Elite strap from Oculus, then I would not recommend it. You could if you wanted to, but essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be losing out on a whole lot of power, and the efficiency of this thing is going to go way down. Whenever you're charging or discharging, you're always going to be losing some energy. So you can imagine what happens when you charge another battery that's going to be charging a third battery. So not a great solution, but you can definitely do it if you would like to. And other than that, that is all for this video. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.